night football at the G. It doesn't get much better than this. Top of the table, Collingwood hosting the 8th placed Cats.
This is the most magnificent stadium in the world. These are heavyweight football clubs coming out here right now.
Driving ball deep. Good contest, and Neil floats back for the opener on Saturday night. Pops it home. Great start, the Cats. Inside 50, sends it forward. Dempsey will come from behind and take a big hanger over side bottom. Here he is, Hill, with a check side. Bobby Hill on cue delivers. Out the back, Meyer check. Just split the pack and will go back and line up. Hits it sweetly, and Collingwood back in business and in front. Dempsey's in the back of the pack. Takes the mark. Cuts it back. Dangerfield. Talk about captain's goals. Talk about that one.
There's a bit going on here.
Manor.
There's a chase.
Looking to finish the game. Bobby Hill runs it down.
What?
Brilliant from Bobby. Magic.
Unbelievable finish.
Right, they've got to drive it forward. They need to take a mark, and they do. Jack Crisp in the record-breaking game to win it after the siren. 245th straight game to win it from 50. Crisp misses. Misses does Crisp. His teammates go to him, and the Cats hold on in a modern-day classic at the MCG.
Oh, wasn't it just? Gives you goosebumps. Well called there by Gary and Mark Howard. These two clubs just continue to put on a show and have done. What a rivalry it's been for 15 years, and a 3-point win to the Cats. Another incredible finish, Joey. Those last couple of minutes were fantastic. So the Cats shoot out to a 17-point lead, and the Pies come back, as they so often do, making for that incredible finish.
They never say die Pies. You just thought they were gone, and then all of a sudden, Mycheck just plucks this out of nowhere. And you thought, OK, they're going to get one late, and then Jamie Elliott takes the mark, missed the kick again. He just wanted it more, and all of a sudden gave them a chance, and you thought, there's only one team in the competition that could steal this with 15 seconds to go.
Yep.
There's only one team, King.
Something new, Joey.
And then all of a sudden, Nick Dacos, everyone goes, what the hell's he doing? And then you're thinking, oh, this is brilliant.
Where's he going?
This is brilliant. Open it up as best you can. And then you think, OK, well, who's the hit to? Pendlebury side bottom, where's it going to go? Geelong do a pretty good job, so Blitz halves does really well. And how's the smarts from Collingwood? So this secondary stoppage, they know exactly what Geelong are trying to do, because Collingwood have been the masters at this for 3 years. They want to get a secondary stoppage. So look how smart they all were to know. Don't go and tackle. Stay off him. Make the umpire make a decision.
Yes.
And this little subtle handball here saves seconds.
Yep.
Valuable seconds. And the tumbler, well, the tumbler was perfect. The top spinner inside 50 worked out perfect. It's a shame he didn't kick it just for the absolute perfect finish, but what would have been an unbelievable milestone, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it have been just something you dream of? I just want to go back and talk about what I think is the biggest learning point for the game, for the code. Not just what Collingwood and Craig McRae exposed here. And I don't even know whose idea it was, whether it's Nick Dacos or the Pendlebury combination or Steele side bottom. But he says, let's just make this 2-on-2 at ground level. And I'm starting to think, OK, maybe don't use Nick next time, but this move still works. It doesn't really matter who goes there.
Yeah.
I know he's being tagged. It doesn't really matter who goes there, though, Joe. This should change centre bounce work, I would think, for a little while, particularly if you've got a dominant ruckman, or only if you've got a dominant ruckman.
Yeah, I've always thought there's more creative ways, just in general, with what coaches can do, but it feels like, in general, they're scared to try something different, just in case it backfires. But why not see another team try that if you've got a dominant ruckman, open some space? Because that means Ocean Mullen, in that situation, would have to make a decision. Does he stay at the circle and have a 3v2 to advantage, but you're leaving a player 15 metres goal side? You can't do it.
So it made me think of Melbourne, right? Is Simon Goodwin watching this game thinking, you know what, why aren't we being more explorative with what we've got, this number one asset in the game? Why don't they take a player and slide him 10 yards forward and say, right, you're going to go with him or not? If you don't go with him, I win 56% of the hit-outs. And you're in trouble because I'm the most dominant force in the game in this area. He can grab the boy out of the ruck. Why don't separate the whole lot? Why not make this
a 1v1?
A large...
Mano v mano.
That's a little bit excessive. My boy in the lab's got a little bit carried away there, but I like what he's done. But the idea is to put it to your advantage. The less numbers you can have around Max Gawn, he's going to win that contest. There's nothing surer. And if he doesn't, and you've got Cozzy or Petrarca there riding shotgun, the less traffic, the better. And I look at Melbourne and I say, why are they 5th rank in scoring from centre bounce clearances when they got this asset? Why are they AFL average for the points differential from centre bounces? They're muddling sort of numbers for this asset. Why aren't they trying this? Why aren't they trying to get a 3-goal advantage on their opposition every week from this asset that cannot be interrupted? You can't change it. It's set in stone.
Creates more space and then potentially gives you an extra forward quickly under the 6-6-6 rule. But I don't think I've ever seen that before. No, I mean, how many games of footy you watch, tens of thousands or however many years? I don't think we've ever seen that. So
I guarantee you'll see more of it now.
Well, it's food for thought, isn't it? And unsurprisingly,
I don't think we will.
I'm not sure.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know if any other clubs are game enough to try.
If you're coaching Max Gawn,
if I was coaching, I would, but I'd just throw all different things out there.
So you do like the idea?
So you do
I like the idea, but I don't know if other clubs will set. I hope we do, but not convinced.
Unsurprisingly, Collingwood was the club to come up with that innovation. Love to hear from Nick Dacos about where that idea come from. They do have a headache though, and it revolves around Jordan De Goey, who just can't get going this season. He's in a bit of a slump and been largely used as a forward pretty much. He's had 8 centre bounces at the weekend or in that loss to Geelong, and he only won 1 clearance in total. So he's not having much impact around the source. And then as a forward, I mean, this guy's a superstar and one of the most potent line breakers and goal kickers, most powerful players in the competition. So on one hand, Craig McRae is saying, well, if he's in second gear, we've got upside and growth in De Goey in the second half of the season. But he really has sort of struggled. So whether he needs more training, because fitness does look like a bit of an issue to me. He had an interrupted summer.
What are you saying? What do you want to do with him?
Well, I just don't think he's as fit as Jordan De Goey could be. And we've sort of said this a lot, haven't we? Jordan De Goey's got to go and have the summer of his life and come back into best condition.
He had an injury interrupted pre-season, and you're chasing your tail. It is so hard in this competition. I'd maybe consider what they did with Dangerfield a few years ago, put him away for a month, train him up, get him really fit because they've banked the wins now.
Yep.
He's a player they can manage and maybe get the best out of him in the second half of the year. Otherwise, you're just going to plug away, trying to play catch-up. It's hard to get extra training in throughout the year, especially as it gets the winter months with the short breaks.
Well, they play Fremantle. It's a short trip, right? 5 days in a trip west. So you know that Craig McRae's got to rest some players. Whether that includes Jordan De Goey, it will be interesting, but he needs to get going. What about Geelong? Joey, they were missing Tom Stewart. How did you see that?
Yeah, as great as they were and a great performance to get the win, I just still saw some chinks in the armour, particularly defensively, and how much missing Tom Stewart means for them and what it causes. Because when you take a look at the vision, Mark O'Connor was playing the role. They were missing Jack Henry as well, but they left themselves vulnerable defensively. They weren't able to get the job done without Tom Stewart there. So I'm not sure what's happening with the vision, but it just wasn't able to get done as well as they would like. They conceded 15 marks from entries inside 50, and we get it up now, which is the equal second most under Chris Scott. And this was a look of Mark O'Connor. So if that's Tom Stewart, he doesn't allow Mychek to end up taking that mark. He'd find a way to get that done. And this was about a minute later. This is when Collingwood made their run through the second quarter. So O'Connor's got Darcy Cameron. Not sure what he's trying to do. He's sort of trying to play that Tom Stewart role where he zones off and reads the footy again. And then this was the late. We saw the Mychek mark before. He's the spare player on the goal line. He should be killing that footy. And I just thought to myself, gee, I'd want to be making sure, talking about Jordan De Goey, I'd be wanting to make sure that Tom Stewart is absolutely 100% fit. I wouldn't be playing him if that knee still sore. I would get it right because he's going to be just as important as Dangerfield come September for the Cats.
That's great vision, Joey. Enjoyed watching that. Tom Stewart, such an important player. We spoke about Jeremy Cameron and Paddy Dangerfield, but it's interesting what Geelong are doing with Ollie Dempsey in that wing role.
Yeah, we showed this a couple of weeks ago, and it's only becoming more of an asset. So this guy's not a wingman. He starts on the wing, but he's essentially a full forward. So he's rolling as quickly as he can to the full forward position. Now, some of this vision takes a while, so just bear with us. So you can see, as soon as he thinks that Geelong are going forward, he's taking someone who's vulnerable to the goal square. And I think clubs have been slow to the learning this, and they've learnt the hard way. He's kicked 13 goals for the year, 7 of them from the goal square. And he has a happy knack of doing this. And they say, oh, what a great passage of play. Have a look at him here. He's teasing Cripps back. Quaynor's a spare. He sees him, so he goes towards 50, thinking, OK, he's going to slide up as a wingman. Now he's essentially a full forward. And this is how he's doing the damage that he's doing. So I'm in awe of how Geelong set their lineup up. I mean, there's the other wing that's got blitz halves and the trickery that's going on in the ruck, and you got this guy who's essentially taking a lesser defender, a wingman, to the cage. It's an asset that's hard to stop.
It's great vision. Adam Simpson said that Chris Scott confused him as a coach. He plays games in the coach's box, and you've uncovered some of them there. Well done, King.